Hi, my name is Angelo. I've worked closely with David in my capacity as business manager for Teals One. And I should say this also. I've worked closely with several multi-million dollar mission-driven businesses for years. So I don't say this lightly when I say that David is one of those few people I've seen who can step in and fundamentally change how a company makes money. I got a chance to watch him think, watch him really address challenges and come up with solutions. So I don't say that lightly. He's actually somebody who really understands how to change the nature of revenue generation. All right. So before David joined, we were generating about 2.75 million annually through a mix of just live events and online courses. But it was reactive revenue, right? Revenue was inconsistent. It was heavily dependent on the founder and her involvement, and the margins were really thin. When he came in to basically revamp our revenue generation strategy, and our marketing operations. So I think even more important than that, he changed how the business was structured. He introduced this evergreen and recurring revenue systems. He revamped our memberships and our retreat marketing. So he also segmented our 80,000 person email list based on behavior and engagement, which allowed us to build a more intentional growth model. So during his time with us, our monthly recurring revenue was from online courses. I think that grew from about $55,000 to $100,000, right? And our total revenue scaled to $3.5 million, and that's without adding any headcount. So he was very, excuse me, instrumental in making that happen. So on the launch side of things, our campaign revenue more than doubled. Before David, our best result was about 180,000. With his strategy and then execution, we had a product launch that generated $500,000 in revenue. That's something we had never achieved before. But more importantly, I think I can say for me, one of the biggest standouts was that he built a system that increased our automated revenue in just over a year. And I think he ended up building infrastructure that still pays monthly to this day. And he left behind a repeatable playbook. He was keen on documentation. So his processes were easily picked up after he left. So that completely changed how the business operated. So I've worked with dozens of mission-driven leaders, and David really stands out as someone who understands that sustainable revenue is what actually allows the mission to grow. So any company, in my opinion, any company, especially in the education, media, and wellness space, would be fortunate to have him. I would work with him again in a heartbeat. So yes, without any hesitation, really, or reservation, I would recommend David.